mean, blind item,
No,
Sarah and David get $10 million for a new show. Like, you can't just believe everything you read. I think that's the problem here.
well, you know what? I mean, I told Du when I was on her show, and I stand by this because I've said it. I don't think they really want to do the Legacy show. I think they are dragging and dragging and dragging their feet, despite what I think they're probably telling Luann and Sonia and Dorinda, because the names are out there that Jill is the one holding out. Dorinda signed, Sonia was in.
Kelly Ben-Simone signed and
Countess
countersigned. That's true. Jill is the one. I mean, I'm going to be honest. It's already out there. I didn't say it. She's the one. So you can factor in where she is on that high and low. All I'm saying is this.
Take it or leave it. I think they're take it or leave it. We don't care about the Legacy show. People are going to continue to watch, and they're banking on RHONY this new season, bringing it so much that people don't care. And you're going to get your fix of Luann and Sonia because they're getting a show on E!
And look, the net is the show on pause now? Like, is it off? It is. It's actually off right now. So if there's any concern, like if I'm not being clear about that, the show is over right now. I agree with you. If the reboot comes out and does really bad, maybe we'll revisit Legacy, right? And then maybe we'll put it on Bravo. If the reboot comes out and is really a blockbuster, like Kathy Hilton and this, if it's really a blockbuster, then maybe things will change, right?
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I think that's exactly what they're thinking.
And yeah, I believe when like Luann said, so I don't like when she says like I was ready to do it. Yeah, I think Luann was ready to do it. I think Dorinda was ready. So it's like that's where you get to. But I agree with you. I don't really think I still don't think this Legacy show is going to be a thing. I think if they did it, it would have been one season and then let's see how it does. And if it didn't do great, I think they would have been like, well, we said we would do it and we did it. So that was just our way of clapping to these women. Maybe we'll do a Legacy for New Jersey. Maybe we'll do a Legacy for like, but it's not, I don't think it would have been a thing.
And, I mean, I think now with the success of Miami, does Salt Lake go to Peacock and Miami comes to regular Bravo? Do they end up kind of dragging their feet on Legacy? Legacy goes to Peacock. I just think there's so many other things cooking than this Legacy show. And I think if they can drag it out and delay it out and they, can get rid of it, like they'll be happy with it. They'll be happy to see it go.
I think so. And think about it. Like, again, I've always said, so if you're not going to have Jill, if she didn't sign, like saying she didn't, and if you're not going to have Ramona because you fired her because you have legal issues now, and you're not going to have Bethany, now we're going to use the word Legacy, and we're only going to have Luann, Dorinda, Kelly Ben-Simone, and Sonia, and we're not doing a show with 4 people. So now we have to get 2 to 3 others. So throw Tinsley in there. That's still 5. 5 is the kiss of death. Go down the list of who's left. The most likely person to be hired next is Aviva, as crazy as that sounds. So now you have Aviva with the word Legacy, Tinsley with the word Legacy, wonderful people. The word Legacy is really now misused. You got to almost call the show something different. And it's like, why are we even doing the show? But really, why are we doing the show? And that's no disrespect to anyone. Like I put Luann as the most Legacy worthy in that group, probably Dorinda second and Sonia third and then Kelly fourth. Kelly did sign. Right. But like now it's like, what's the point? Like if Jill wanted to do this and we could find a way to have Ramona on it and Bethany there is a way to do the Legacy show, but financially it ain't working here. Like, it ain't working. And to your point, why are you offering so low money if you really wanted to do this show, right?
This, like that's another, you've been in business for years. And so have I in corporate, in corporate radio, in corporate television, if they like another way of kind of getting rid of you or saying they don't want you is to come in so low with the money that
passive aggressive
about you. They're not serious about you. And they're just like, you know what, if she's willing to take this for $15,000, fuck, we'll have her. But if not, we don't really care. They're not serious with that money, or they come. And I don't, in a way, I don't blame Jill. Because it's kind of like, I think Jill's smart enough. She's been in business long enough to know, you guys, this is a joke. You're just doing this to see if I'm dumb enough to take this offer. And if I am, you're like, great. Well, for 15 grand, they'd fucking hire anybody, you know? I mean, they need, like you said, a legacy term with it. But I don't think they're serious. They would not come to the table with that if they were.
And before people say, well, wait a second, that's Jill Zarin. No. She got the most. Let's go to corporate America. You only offer someone exactly what you think it is that they're going to take the job, right? So let's go down the list. Like, is Countess Luann likely to turn this down? Well, I mean, no, none of them are, but Countess Luann has a real cabaret that earns more than whatever, 60 grand. So sure, we have to give Luann something. She'll turn it down. Dorinda. Yeah, I mean, Dorinda has Bluestone Manor. That house alone, if she ever sold that fucking house, that's a lot of money, right? It's on that huge property. She has money from Richard. Dorinda's working. She has a lot going on. She's not likely to turn it down either, but more likely than the others. Kelly Ben-Simone, okay, she definitely gets less than Dorinda and Luann, but she wants to be redeemed on TV. So she's probably on the lower side, Kelly. Jill, now you think Jill's the biggest OG of them all, but then there's the joke. There's the joke that I'm not saying it, that Andy says. Oh, now that Taylor Armstrong is hired back to the OC, Jill Zarin's buying a house in every, there is this perception at the network that Jill Zarin is completely desperate. I'm not saying it, right? That's the joke amongst the viewers and the network. So when there's a discussion and you're sitting around a table with lawyers and accountants and CFOs, there's like, well, she's the one that will take this job for free, right? There is a perception Jill will do anything to be back on New York. So it makes logical sense. You give her the absolute least or very, right? Because of course, this desperate woman is going to take it. So to me, when this comes out that Jill's the one, and I'm not saying it, came out in the papers, bravo to Jill Zarin. Like, know your worth, girl. Like, you shouldn't take it. You're Jill fucking Zarin. How are they going to do the damn show without you? Well, now maybe you're not the laughing stock of Bravo anymore and the fans, and right? Because you would offer Jill the least. Jill, I would say zero. You're getting $0, bitch. Take it or leave it. You're desperate to be back on the TV, right? So the thought process does make sense about how she gets the peanuts, right?
Yeah, I get you.
Good for
her.
Know your worth, girl, because they're not going to lie. It is insulting. I'm not coming for Jill. I think it's highly insulting. I don't think you could do the show without Jill. I think Jill and Countess out of that group are the two that you need if you're going to do this without Ramona or Bethany. So good for you. And now the whole show is falling apart. And they said that RHONY fell apart because of Ebony, which is not true. Now you could say Legacy fell apart because of Jill, and we'll have another narrative out there, guys. What do you want from me? I'm just trying to make
what do you want? All right. I have to love you and leave you.
What a marathon here today, Sarah. Love you, Sarah Fraser Show, David Young Show. Glad you are feeling better. I'm feeling better. Yes. We're going to have a good